wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain. I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you changed. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm moving on for good. At least my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a minute. Welcome back to the stream. It's your boy Vexum, and today I am joined by my co-host of the Bar Down podcast, Marvel Man. Marvel Man, say what's up.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
So this is going to be a new podcast that we're starting about RLCS and Pro Rocket League as a whole, and especially during this week and next week when we're going to be covering all the happenings of RLCS Worlds. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. Let's go ahead and jump right into the action that happened today, and we're going to recap day one of RLCS Worlds. Hopping on over to our screen here, we can see that from day one today, version 1 4-0'd Orlando Pirates XD. That was on the B stream. Nothing too surprising there. The SSA teams and these minor region teams really did not show up and play today as a whole, and that's a trend that you're going to see really throughout. And especially when you look at Renegades 4-0'ing Bravado, Dignitas 4-0'ing Gaming Gladiators, Space Station 4-2'ing the Club, which was actually our most competitive game of the day. So it was really a boring day of Rocket League. Carmine Corp 4-1'ing O1 Esports, Pioneers 4-0'ing Veloce, Semper 4-0'ing Secret, and Optic 4-0'ing Tokyo Verde. So really not too many close competitions today. But Marvel Man, what were some of your thoughts about some of the matches today?
You know, like going into it, I was excited watching Rocket League. You know, like hoping, like if there was some blowouts, maybe some game sevens, but that never really happened. And so it was kind of surprising. And it, all these teams came out to play, and it was really just a fun time to watch them all. Me personally, Space Station Gaming, they went 4-2 at the Club, and I think, honestly, game-wise, that might have been the most entertaining to some people, enjoying the longer stream of the games. But, everybody came out to play. They tried their hardest, and I think it was a good day of Rocket League.
Yeah, definitely a hype day of Rocket League because it is day one of Worlds. But all in all, I was shocked with the lack of competition from some of these minor regions. And if we look at our predictions from the other day, from episode 1, we're not too far off in our predictions. We had version 1 4-0'ing Orlando. That happened. We had Renegades 4-1'ing Bravado. They 4-0'd them. We had Dignitas 4-1 in Gaming. They 4-0'd them. We had Space Station in the club going to 7. They went to 6. We had Carmine Corp 4-3ing 01 Esports. They ended up 4-1ing them, so that one we were a little bit off. We had Veloce beating Pioneers 4-2. They actually ended up getting swept by Pioneers. And then we had Team Secret 4-1ing Semper, and Semper absolutely rolled Team Secret 4-0, and of course Optic 4-0ing Tokyo Verde. Anyone who's anyone would have seen that coming. But there was just a severe lack of competition from day one. And that kind of leads us into our next topic, MENA Magic, with a question mark, because the only magic that Middle East North African teams had today was disappearing. And all the hype surrounding them, the Middle East teams coming for their first ever LAN event. Team Falcon's the only team back with Sandrock Gaming, the only Middle East team to compete on an RLCS LAN. Finally, we get to see some of the depth that this region has been murmuring of, and they absolutely fell flat on their face. Marvelman, let me get your thoughts first. What were your thoughts on some of the Middle East performance today?
I mean, I'm agree with you. I think maybe it was just a tad bit disappointing. You know, you want to see these, you know, never heard of teams come out there and, you know, really show what they have. And when they go out there and, you know, you see them getting tossed around almost like the ball itself, you kind of feel bad for them and you want them to, you know, excel and show what they got. You know, I think today they just didn't bring it, but, you know, we never know what we could get for game 2 or, you know, the future of those teams.
Yeah, and the biggest shock to me was not necessarily 0-1 losing to Carmine Corp. I had them losing in 7 to Carmine Corp. I definitely thought it'd be a more competitive series, but Carmine Corp, one of the top EU teams, I think a very slept-on team. I think they are definitely, Carmine Corp, a club that's going to go deep into this event and make some noise. 0-1 Esports I thought would do well to hold up against it. They did not. They only won 1 game. The bigger shock to me, however, was Veloce getting swept by Pioneers. And frankly, watching the games, they were close, but they never felt close. Like, they were all 1-0, 2-1 type games, 1-goal games, overtime games. But for the most part, Veloce just really did not seem to come in play today. And it's tough to pinpoint exactly what was going wrong. What were your thoughts on the match, Marvel?
You know, I thought Veloce, I think they did good. I think, honestly, they had a good play style. But there was something while watching the game that I noticed that there was never really any slow play, you know? It just felt like a lot of boom and bang, and, you know, they're just running around trying to scramble. And I think, you know, Pioneers just learned how to scramble better. And Veloce just couldn't keep up to that. And, you know, Veloce, they had some pretty good shots on the net. And they kept up, and I think there was one game where, you know, they took the lead quite early, and then, you know, Pioneers, they came back and eventually they got it and took the win for that game. And it's tough that, you know, Pioneers 4-0'd them. You know, you want to see Veloce actually, you know, get some game wins in there, but it is what it is. And, you know, if you can't adjust to the game, then, you know, you're going to get beat, and that's just how it works.
Yeah, definitely a tough showing from them, and that boomer ball is a very interesting point that you brought up, because that's a very OCE style, and watching the tournament going forward, people will pick up on that a lot. The OCE teams as a whole generally do try to boom it away quite a bit. They play a little more ping-pong type possession, where generally the Middle East teams, especially looking at like the Team Falcons, they play a very close-to-the-hand ones style, very 50-50 based, taking the 50-50, I should say. Very more controlled style of play style. So maybe it just seems Veloce just we're not playing their style, and they were letting Pioneers really control the game, and maybe that's where it all went wrong for them. But Middle East was not the only circuit, the only region to not show up today. SAM was a little bit disappointing. South America, you know, the club did pretty solid against Space Station. They were hyped up. We had Space Station winning in 7. Space Station won it in 6. So the club, they did pretty solid. The bigger issue I have, Team Secret. I'm not sure. Did you have a chance to watch that match, Marvel, or were you on the B stream at that point?
I think I might have been on the B stream on that one because my Twitch had something weird going on with it. But I think I definitely glanced at it, and I saw a couple of highlights, and it seemed out of place. It didn't seem like a match I was expecting. I was hoping Team Secret could, maybe give in a little bit, really show up. But, it's just kind of how things ended. They got 4-0'd, and they're going to be in the lower matches for tomorrow. And it seems like they're going up against the Pirates. So hopefully that'll turn the tides for them. But yeah, I was a little surprised by how they played today.
Yeah, especially when you look at a team like Semper, an EU team who barely qualified for the wild card as the 7th team from EU, barely making it in, and then never really having much momentum going into the event. I'm not going to lie, I thought Secret was going to roll them. Secret, seemingly at the Spring Major, finally starting to figure things out. They, of course, swept BDS, put them down into the lower bracket. Team Secret seemed like they're finally getting some chemistry going in. The South American mechanics as a whole is really just on another level. These guys will flip reset anything. And so I really thought that they would really control the game against Semper. And for them, if you had told me they lost 2-4, or even in a game 7, losing 3-4, I wouldn't have been that surprised. But to get swept out of there, I was stunned. And
it's disappointing, yeah.
Absolutely a disappointment. And hopefully, as you said, they can rebound tomorrow playing Orlando Pirates. And I fully expect them to rebound. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see that series be swept in the favor of Team Secret this time. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's talk about these games for tomorrow a little bit. Where do you want to start, Marvel Man? Which game are you thinking?
I always like the lower matches. I don't know. I'm a sucker for the lower matches. I think that's where the real action is because, in the for round 1, everybody's going against each other. Nobody really has any idea, where they're going to be going. So now that they're putting these lower matches, that they're on the table. They got to fight the win here. So yeah, let's start with the lower matches. That's the fun part.
Alrighty. So we were just talking about Secret versus Orlando Pirates. Let's talk about that one a little bit. I don't really think there's much to talk about on my end. I think, honestly, Secret is... I think they're going to sweep Pirates, honestly. What are your thoughts, Marvel? Any thoughts on it?
I think I'm about to go with Team Secret as well. I think it's tough that the Pirates got put up against Version 1 for their first match. Version 1 is a great team. And, they're definitely going to be coming out to play tomorrow. So I'm not expecting a 4-0 sweep, but I still think Team Secret has something up their sleeve. I agree with you. I think they're going to come out, they're going to play. And, the Pirates, they're going to keep up, but they're not going to get the win, I don't think, on this one.
All right, so what are you saying for the series? I'm saying 4-0. What are you thinking?
I'm going to say 4-2.
4-2?
Say 4-2.
All right, let's average.
Yeah.
We'll say 4-1.
Let's do it.
Average. All right, let's Veloce, Tokyo Verde. There's not much to talk about there, honestly. Let's go ahead and put 4-0 for Veloce up there right now. Let's just be done with that one. Veloce got embarrassed today, and I think they're gonna really rebound. Never mind the fact that they're playing arguably the worst team in the entire tournament. No offense to Tokyo Verde, they're not quite there yet. Moving on to a match that I do expect to be a little more competitive, but not much. Lower round 2. Let's go 01 Esports, Middle East team versus Gaiman Gladiators, the other Asia Pacific team. What do you think? What are your thoughts about this one, Marvel?
Looking behind, they wouldn't even scum Carmen, and they got 4-1. They're 4-1. And I did get a peek at their game earlier, and it was okay. I mean, they didn't go out and do anything special, they played Rocket League and they did what they needed to do. And looking at the Gladiators, they got 4-0'd, but I'm one for the underdog. They got. I feel like the Gladiators got this one. No, I don't know.
Sir. What are you saying? What are you saying for the series?
I'm gonna keep it close. I'm gonna say 4-3, but I would not be surprised if 0-1 came around. I'm not gonna be disappointed if 0-1 comes around. I'm rooting for him. I am.
Predicting,
but I don't know. Something about the Gladiators.
Predicting a Game 7 Gladiator win. Gladiator, another team that came in with a bunch of hype into this event, showed a lot of promise coming out of Asia Pacific. But honestly, I do think the Middle East teams are going to rebound. 01 Esports, I think, are just going to be too much for Gaiman to handle. And I think 01 Esports is going to take it. And I think they're going to take it relatively handily. I would have said 4-1, maybe even a 4-0. But since you're having game and take it in 7, we'll go ahead. I'll give them 2 on the spreadsheet here. And we'll call it 4-2-0 on esports. But that'll be interesting tomorrow night to see who is right and who is wrong. Last lower round 2 matchup. The Club, the South American seed, versus Bravado Gaming, the other SSA team. What are your thoughts going into this match, Marvel?
Again, it's 2 really great teams. And it's hard to choose. And I think, honestly, out of all the games, I think this might be the best one to watch. Because Veloce, they're taking Tokyo, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, well, with Team Secret, like, we're saying they're going to take the Pirates. We're not sure. I mean, like, I think Team Secret's got it, though. And then, you know, we're disputing about the Gladiators in 01, you know? So I think the Club and Bravado, I think them 2 might be the highlight low match for tomorrow. I think I'm going to have to go with the Club. I think the Club just has a better team chemistry. I don't know. I think maybe that might be just it for me personally. I think they just play well. They show up. They know how to get it done. And I think, you know, the Club, they just got, you know, they hit a 4-2 against Space Station Gaming, which isn't bad at all, you know? Like, I would honestly look pretty good. And that's the best series of the day. And they held their own, and they, you know, they came out to play, and things just happened the way it happened. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to pull with the Club. I think I'm doing a 4-1. I think Bravado might get a game on them. That's my take on that.
4-1 for the Club. As you said, I think this has the potential to be the game of the low bracket here. Bravado, although they are the number 2 Sub-Saharan Africa seed, they have played better than the number 1 seed, which was Orlando Pirates, as of late. So going into the event, I think Bravado is the better team. The Club, again, with those South American mechanics, they showed a lot of heat today up against Space Station Gaming. Not quite as much as I thought they would, but they are definitely a team to be contested with. I think the Club...
You're saving it for tomorrow. That's what you're doing.
I think the Club does take this on. And I like your guess of 4-1. I'm going to stick with that. I like that as much. Let's hop on over to the round 2 matches. And boy, oh boy, do we have a doozy right off the top. The Battle of North America version 1 versus Space Station Gaming. What a treat this is going to be tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and start because I'm too excited for this one. You have the strategy and the counterattack style of version 1 with the mechanics of a young stud like Beast Mode, but then on the other side you have a young mechanical stud in Daniel as well in the demoing meta of SSG Space Station Gaming. This is going to be an incredibly fun game. I am so excited for this game, more so than any game so far in the tournament. And this is going to be definitely the one you don't want to miss tomorrow. I think version 1's going to take it, but I think we're going 7. I'm saying version 1, 4-3 in this series. What are your thoughts, Marvel?
I mean, everything you said is exactly true. You know, they both have such great players on both sides, each one carrying their own weight with their own thing that makes them what's special about the team. You know, I'm a little biased. You know, one of my favorite teams is probably Space Station. But version 1 is a really great team, you know, that they really know how to play. They really just go out there and they get it done. And this is tough. You said you put version 1, 4-3 into game 7.
That's what I do have.
Let's make it fun. I'm gonna say the same thing, but I'm gonna put Space Station Gaming winning in game 7.
Yes,
let's do that.
Yes, sir. I think that's gonna be an absolutely ridiculously fun series.
For sure.
Talking about some of our other series tomorrow, I don't think they will be as fun. Renegades, Carmine Corp. Renegades, the OCE team from down under, showed a lot of fight today. I honestly did not think they had what it took to 4-0 Bravado Gaming. I thought they would definitely take the series. I was just stunned with how well they actually played today. Against a top team like Carmine Corp, though, I think Carmine is going to be way too much for Renegades to handle. And I'm going to say Carmine Corp takes that pretty handily. I'm going to say... I'll give Renegades 2. I'll be nice. I'll give them 2. Do you have any thoughts, Marvel?
I mean, I'm right there with you. I think Carmine's definitely going to take it. But I'm not going to be as generous. I think I'm going to give him a 4-1. I think Renegades is only going to get one game. I'm be real with you.
Maybe. I was debating on 4-1 or 4-2. Man,
I'll
being
go
hard
4-1.
on them. Okay. Moving on to our next match of the high matches. 2 left on the day. This next one I think is going to be pretty fun as well. You have Team Dignitas, a top European team again, against Optic Gaming, the last wildcard seed for North America. And honestly, they looked pretty good today against, again, it was only against Tokyo Verde, but Optic looked pretty good today. I do think Dignitas is simply built different now, though. They've been struggling as of late, but I think they will take the series. And I'm going to say 4-2 for that series. Do you have any thoughts about that series, Marvel?
I mean, it's tough. It's really tough because like you said, Optic they played well, but again they went against Tokyo Verde.
Yeah.
So like they might be going into this next game, and they're not as prepared as maybe as some of the other teams because they didn't really maybe face up to the challenge as everybody else has. No offense, but I might have to just I'm gonna say 4-0. 4-0.
4-0 for Team Dignitas?
Yeah. I think they're gonna wipe them out.
Yeah, I could see
I think they're gonna wipe them out because they're not prepared. Like I think Dignitas they at least had some competition. With the gladiators. But no, but I really think that they are prepared, more well prepared than Optic is, and so I think that's what's going to give them the 4-0. Optic's just not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, I definitely could see that happening. Dignitas, again, has looked absolutely insane in some of the scrims I've seen so far leading up to Worlds. Dignitas have been working their tails off after a tough spring split, not even qualifying for the spring major, so they have definitely been working hard, and it shows. I think a 4-0 is not out of the realm of possibility. This last match for these round 2 high matches I think is going to be incredibly interesting though to talk about. And I'm interested to hear your thoughts. We've got Pioneers versus Semper, the OCE versus EU matchup. What are your thoughts here?
Again, I mean, this is tough. I mean, this one's got me speechless. I really don't know because I'm debating because I'm like, well, the Pioneers, they play their style is fast, it's aggressive, it's consistent. They stay doing what they do. They keep the pressure on and they know how to be back on defense. They know how to play the game. Meanwhile, Semper, they're just like, I don't know. They're clean, and they're efficient, and they know how just to go out there and really adjust to the other team. So I think it really comes down to, can they adjust to the Pioneers' fast play style? And if they can, then you might be in for a treat because this might be a very good game. And I think it is going to be a good game regardless. It's tough. This one's really tough. What are you thinking? What are you thinking on this one?
So I am a firm believer in KCP, the Pioneers. Ever since I saw them during Spring Regional in the OCE region, I think they are a better team than Renegades, even though they are the number 2 seed for OCE. I think Pioneers have a much higher ceiling when they're playing at their peak than Renegades. And I can't ignore what they did to Veloce today. I just can't. I still am a firm believer in Middle East and Veloce in 0-1. So I can't ignore that the Pioneers just absolutely decimated Veloce. I do think Veloce had a bad day, but it's still hard for me to ignore the fact that Pioneers 4-0'd them. And in the same token, it's hard for me to take Semper's 4-0 against Team Secret that much to heart because I didn't believe in them coming in. Was yesterday just a fluke? And I'm going to bank on the side that it was a fluke. I personally, this is probably the toughest pick of the day, in my opinion.
For sure.
I think this is the toughest one, without a doubt. I mean, maybe version 1 Space Station you could see going either way. Maybe Dig, Optic, you could see going either way. But I think this is 2 very even teams. But I don't personally think they're very even. I think Pioneers are going to take it. And I'll give Semper 2. Because I'm feeling generous.
I'm going to say the same thing as well. Like I said, the Pioneers, they're fast. They're consistent, and they're just a really, really well team. They work together well. So yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. 4-2 for the Pioneers. I think it, like I said, I think it's going to come down to can Semper adjust, and I don't think they're going to be able to. And I think Pioneers is going to take it.
Alrighty. Well, that is going to about do it for today. The schedule for tomorrow is actually out as well. On the main stream, 12 Eastern, we're going to find out that Pioneers versus Semper matchup. 12 Eastern. At 1 Eastern, we're going to have Renegades versus Carmine Corp. At 2 o'clock is the V1 SSG Throwdown. And approximately 3 o'clock, we're going to get Dig versus Optic. And that is all your high matches on the main stream. For your secondary B stream, 12 o'clock, we're going to have the Club. Where are they at? Club versus Bravado. And then at 1 o'clock, we're going to have O1 versus the Gladiators. 2 o'clock, we're going to have Team Secret versus Pirates. And lastly, at 3 o'clock, we're going to have Veloce absolutely decimating Tokyo Verde. And that is, again, all your B stream matchups. Any closing thoughts before we cut it for today, Marvel?
I'm excited. You know, I was a little late getting into these couple of games for round one. You know, I missed a couple of them. I was trying to switch between streams. You know, it's kind of hard to keep up. But, you know, as the games progressed, it was, you know, it was really just an enjoyment to watch. I loved every second of it. And, you know, I'm ready for these teams to come out here tomorrow and show them what they got. And hopefully our predictions are right. If they're not, that's, you know, it is what it is. That's what makes this game fun, you know? So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it is.
Absolutely. Audacity is saying KCP all the way to win it all. Audacity. Oh my gosh, Audacity, you gotta call in tomorrow night on the stream. I want to hear your thoughts on why you think KCP's going all the way. Because I could see it, honestly, in a realistic possibility. I could see it. Seriously, seriously, think about it. I am. I believe it. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Definitely, are you in the Discord, Audacity? If you are not, definitely get on in the Discord. You should be in the Discord. I think you are. Definitely get in the Discord. We'll call you in. We'll get you on the show tomorrow. And let's do this thing. You down? You will be the resident OCE KCP fan to get their prediction and push them through to the finals. DJ Drew J, can't believe you get to be here for the stream. We're trying something new, DJ Drew J. You're down, Audacity? Bet. I'll throw the message up in the Discord server probably about the same time tomorrow. Probably about 11 o'clock and 11 o'clock Eastern, and we'll get it going. But with all that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be catching you here tomorrow night about 11 Eastern for a Day 2 recap. I'll give my thoughts for sure. Awesome, Audacity. I look forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a ton of fun. But until tomorrow, don't forget, 12 p.m. Eastern games start tomorrow. Have a good night, Audacity. Have a good night, DJ Drew J. And everyone else watching after post-production. Have an excellent day, night, whenever you're watching. And this is Vexum and Marvel Man signing out, and we'll catch you soon. Peace.
Peace.